Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna be so jealous, you cheeky motherfuckers. So basically, before this podcast conversation, Bernice have I and I have already set up another conversation to be had, or Berber, as we lovingly call her. There's some cool referrals and introductions, and some very spicy things under the radar. It's just a testament. Brett, we first met like what, 3, 4 years ago, right?
Mm.
Absolutely crazy. So, but I love your energy. Can you please explain a little bit about goat yoga?
I sure can. So it's a pretty long story. So just interrupt me at any point.
Like a
Please.
three-minute thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I'd say it stemmed from a deep desire to heal anxiety in Australia. I was like, that is my vision, that is my goal. How can I do it? How can I make it cool and palatable? And so I went to America and I studied under like 13 different teachers, did like 40 different modalities, and learned as much as I could about techniques that would actually help. I ended up at breathwork, and that's another story for another time. But what's really funny is while I was over there, I went on a date with a guy, and he was like, "Yeah, I just came from goat yoga," and I was like, "That's ridiculous. That's so silly. Like, I'm not going to try that." And then I came back to Brisbane, and then I was like, "You know what? I actually need to make breathwork and meditation palatable. I need to make it cool. I need to make it accessible, and I was honestly so desperate to get as many people doing it as possible that I was like, let's just try it. Let's just launch meditation with goats." And I put the event up. I kid you not, had no business name, didn't even have a location. I just made up a location. Yeah, I just called the event Meditation with Goats. I put a date and a time on it, and I put on Eventbrite for 44 bucks. And then my phone is just like, bloop, bloop. It's like auto notification, auto notification, and then it was like 3 months of 3 events every week sold out.
Every week.
Yes, 3 events. No, I think it was 6 events every, no, 6 events every week sold out for 3 months.
That's one a day.
Yeah, it was wild. It was, and then all the news agencies started contacting me, everything. I was like, well, if this isn't a sign, I don't know what it is.
Wow.
Yeah, but I mean the other thing that's important to mention as well is like it sounds like a bit of joke, but if you actually came to the events, you would see how much healing actually happens. Like we've had people who haven't cried for a full year.
Oh,
Yeah, or we've had one woman even tattooed a photo of the event on her arm because it changed her life and then became a yoga teacher.
now. Do they still run?
Hey, yeah, they do. Yeah, because I'm passive now. So, the short story of the long story is I burnt out trying to run 6 events every weekend. And then I ended up giving 80% of it away to my cousin, and then I'm just passive 20% now, and he runs it all.
Look at you, entrepreneur. Tycoon. Wow, 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 wow.
It is crazy. And yeah, there's such a deep story to all of that, but that's the fast 3 minute version.
Yeah, thank you. I'm impressed with your framing. Let me ask you, okay, so you studied 13, you said 40 different modalities or 13? What was it?
Uh, no, it was I said it wrong. It was 13 different modalities, 40 different teachers.
Wow, 13 different modalities, 40 different teachers. And so what have you, do I actually want to ask that question? No. What I want to ask is like in the last 30 days, what have you learned the hard way or through experience that has deepened your mastery of facilitation?
In 30 days.
Yeah, the last month or so. Recently.
It's two really simple principles. Mm. And so obvious. The first is probably the willingness to be in the tension of someone not being where they want to be and being okay to hold them in that so you can facilitate them through to a solution. that's quite abstract, so I'll break it down. So I think what happens is people, seek advice or they have a problem they want your help with, and maybe they're nervous, maybe they're afraid to admit it, maybe it's so vulnerable, maybe it's embarrassing, and so they try and almost rush or run away from the moment or the pain that they're feeling. And what I found myself both in sales and both in facilitating breathwork teachers and also, business owners is your capacity to hold them in the squirm of them trying to wriggle away from the pain that they're in
Wow.
is what allows them to actually experience transformational freedom. If yeah, they want help, but it's scary and it's hard. So they're constantly seeking to justify a way out of it, and they're trying to enroll you in how funny it is, or how it's all good, or how they know what their problem is and they just need to XYZ. And you're like, no, that's not the problem. The problem is that you can't sit still right now and feel how bad it is. And if you could, you would be able to see the solution staring you right in the face. And that's what I'm going to tell you now. Like, and I just tell them what it is. Okay, that's principle number one. The other one, yeah, and I would attribute that 100% to breath work, to being in the tension consistently of not needing to change the moment that I'm in, right? I can hold someone wherever they are because I'm so used to holding a deep discomfort within myself and knowing that that is the perfect thing that's needed to go to the next moment, to the next level of success or whatever it is. Um, Step one, step two, something else that has dropped in over the last 30 days is really owning the identity that I want to have. So it's not about how am I acting? It's not about practicing strategies. It's not about overcompensating through the mind. It's about who do I want to be? And who I want to be is $1 million woman this year. And as soon as I claimed that and declared it, yeah, my belief systems, it's like everything changed. And I showed up on calls, and instead of being afraid of offending, afraid of saying the wrong thing, afraid of pushing people away, I just was like, well, what would the $1 million woman do? She would just speak her mind and really trust that if people aren't for her, they would just melt away. And ideally, that's what you want.
Whoa. So curious that you were saying in regards to being able to sit with the squirm.
Yes.
Yeah. I was on a call just before this, and it's so curious when I've engaged in messaging coaches in the past, I noticed that a part of me is because there's a level of certainty, work on your messaging. But what I've also realized is like every conversation allows you to actually get real-time feedback on the clarity of your messaging and refinement, right? So like I could feel where I was saying something I wasn't fully landing with the person on the other end of the screen conversation. And I could feel myself like wanting to end the conversation or wanting to like, all right, it's good to think about that flight.
Yeah.
No, flight. I was like, no, if I could just sit with it and ask for even more feedback and even more feedback and even more feedback, because then what I find happens is sometimes people are too polite or they're unsaid objections or there's silent skepticism. But when you have an opportunity to actually have that elicited and articulated and verbalized, it can be somewhat confronting. And being able to hold and sit through your own squirm allows you to get the full benefit, not only like strategically, but also the capacity of your nervous system to hold more and more energy, right?
Yeah. And not just energy, love. Hmm. It's like, people come to us because they're desperate because everyone around them is telling them what they want to hear. And then you've got one person on a call who is willing to actually hear everything and not judge you for it. And that is an act of true unconditional love to say the confronting thing that that person is terrified to admit, and to be like, I'm not judging you for it.
Ah,
Love.
wow.
And it's love for self to be exactly as you said in the squirm, when you're like, oh, this feels really uncomfortable. I'm making them uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable. Is this just a waste of both of our time? And then to like keep breathing like into the belly and dropping into your parasympathetic nervous system and keep exhaling and dropping your shoulders and realizing, okay, the more safety we have in this conversation, the more real we're going to be, and the more I can actually help you. And that's why I think I'm friggin' awesome. I'm just going to say it. I'm awesome at sales because for me, the intention is always, how can I serve? I don't understand. Why does this feel weird? Why does this feel icky? What are you not telling me? There's something going on here. And I'm like, I'll speak into it with so much love that finally a solution becomes clear.
Third eye is vibrating.
Yeah, and it is trusting that feeling, you know. Sometimes we get this feeling and it's almost like the mind comes in. You've probably, like everyone listening on this podcast has probably done 100 different sales trainings or 100 different like $1 million year in 12 months or 30 days, whatever, right? So we all know so many different strategies and ways of thinking and patterns and scripts, etc. But I'm like, you just got to let go of all of that because it's the energy that you project in that moment that is going to have that person feel safe enough to buy. You can skip all of those lengthy lead generators. You can skip the objection handling. You can skip the millions of things that you think you need in order to get someone to invest $10,000. If you can speak directly to their heart from yours, they'll feel it and then it's done.
I love it. What is alive for Berenice in this season of your evolution?
Probably what we just spoke of, just owning my truth.
Ah.
Yeah, I feel like in the past there was so much of me wearing masks, even when I was in my truth. And then, you know, there's always deeper levels. Even when I was in my truth, I still feel like I was trying to play a role in the spiritual community or trying to be a business owner, whatever that means and whatever that looks like. And now it is 100% devotion to fulfillment of recreating myself moment to moment and remembering who I am. The results and success are irrelevant. It just happens because I'm in a constant state of remembering who I am and being fulfilled because of it.
What was the role you felt you were playing in the spiritual community, if you don't mind me asking?
Of course, yeah. I feel like it was almost like if someone shared that they were something to do with the galactic ancestral Pleiadian, so forth, etc., like light language. It's almost like I felt like I wasn't enough, and then I'd almost need to compare myself or go and research it more or understand it more or speak like that. And the truth is, I do have an understanding of that, and I can feel it in the collective, but it's not my medicine. It's not my jam. It's not my thing,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, or even like some
Sometimes, am I woo-woo enough?
yeah, but then I'm too woo-woo for like the corporate community. So whatever. But then, and then the other thing was like, on the other hand, I had all the spiritual community, it's always imagined weight of the spiritual community criticizing me for being too businessy. It's like, oh, all she cares about is money. And I'm still getting that feedback on some of my ads. Or um, yeah, it's, you know, it's not about the money. I'm like, well, of course it's not. And of course it is. Otherwise it wouldn't be a business. Like, what?
Uh,
Yeah. It's like I feel like I'm collapsing so much polarity of needing to be either or in any way and just being so centered and safe in the home of what I actually believe. And I really trust and love and celebrate everyone that doesn't believe in what I believe, like wholeheartedly. I'm so grateful that they're there to take care of the spheres of genius that I don't want to.
wow. So interesting, hey? I walked into my friend's office the other day and I saw a book right on the bookshelf, and it was like a politically focused book, and it was a leader that I don't really align with. And I was like, wow. But at the same time, what you said about spheres of magic and spheres of medicine and spheres of genius really resonates.
Hmm.
I wonder how we would relate with politics if we embrace the notion that a certain leader is the exact leader that their follower needs in that moment.
Repeat that.
That I wonder how we would relate with the concept of politics if we embrace the ideology of a certain political leader being the exact leader that their followers need in that moment.
That'd be perfect. That's perfect. That's exactly what's happening with the spiritual and conscious community right now. We're all needed in our unique message. And there's no place for judgment because we're all meant to lead a different party.
That's really curious, eh? Then are we judging judgment? Because I know some political leaders get off on judging the other political leader.
Yeah, but then I believe that medicine is required too.
Wow, that's interesting.
So the judging of the judges and me judging the judging judges is also required. Crazy.
Wow. Soul side breathwork.
Yeah.
You've done 13 trainings with 40 different teachers. I know you have experience in Reiki, NLP. Burr and I actually met in a master's NLP practitioner training years ago. So Burr, wait, do you prefer Burr or Burr Burr? Okay, Burr. So, and do you prefer Burr or Bernice? I didn't know. Now I know. I prefer Navdeep. And so, Burr, I'd love to know, what do you feel is unique about Soulside Breathwork, and what sets your heart on fire about it?
Oh, I wish I had all day.
And just for context, everybody, this is the the breathwork facilitator training that Burr guides people through on multiple levels, from my understanding.
Okay, I'm going to come at this from both a transformational perspective and a scientific perspective. I will
Amazing. A bit
start.
closer to the mic, please.
Hey,
You come a bit closer to the mic, please.
sure, I will just bring it closer.
Amazing, but
Is
I'd
that
like.
better?
Yeah, much
Okay,
better.
good. So, the main difference that I find between my breathwork certification and other breathwork certifications is that I am not afraid of other people's methods contradicting my own. So, for reference, I've actually studied 3 different breathwork certifications, and I'm going to do another one this year as well. And I don't care that they actually contradict my methodology and that they contradict each other. So it's really interesting. So the difference between my training and most people's trainings is that I actually incorporate functional breathing, which is breathing less to increase your VO2 max, to increase performance, and to reduce the amount of to increase the level of oxygen going into your muscles and your brain, right? So to increase stamina, to increase endurance, to increase fitness, to increase focus, and also to reduce things like asthma and sleep apnea. So there's functional breathing, and there's the middle section, which is state-changing breathing, which is often referred to as pranayama. So in a lot of yoga studios, they teach this, and they're basically changing the state of physiology. And the third method is what's really popular right now, which is the holotropic. And I put this in quotes because holotropic is a trademarked name for tumno breathing, which is an ancient Tibetan meditation technique that creates heat in the body, but everyone has just trademarked it and turned it into their own version. So holotropic, your face now. God, I love your face. This is my vibe. So holotropic is actually a 3-hour breath work with mandala drawing at the end and a one-to-one sitter. So if anyone says, "Oh, I'm doing holotropic breathing," they're not. They're usually just going to a tumno breathing session. Now, in my soul-side breathwork journeys, I've engineered a minimum effective dose in terms of breath work or tumno breathing to create an altered state of physiology and psychological consciousness. So
In
you're
yeah.
able to release your trauma, heal the deepest wounds, go into your ancestry, go and meet your guides, actually switch off the prefrontal cortex and drop into the limbic system and feel what's really going on there. So it's hard. What I love about my training is it's not afraid of other methodologies that don't necessarily all work together. I'm like, nah, we need to draw from everything because breathwork is an incomplete science. Like there's no peer-reviewed literature. There's heaps of studies that have been done, but they're not, it's new, it's still new, it's still forming, it's still rising. And that's why the industry is actually booming right now and why I'm like, just more facilitators, please, right? And we need more studies done, more research. So that's one side of what makes us different. And then the other thing is, is within my training, for me, the definition of spirituality is life itself. So there is no delineation between business, there's no delineation between money and spirituality. There's no difference between receiving love and receiving dollars. So part of my training is we upgrade your consciousness in terms of wealth. We also create a transformational space for you to take action in your business and come from an intuitive place instead of from your head, which is really what's stopping most people.
Ah,
And the biggest thing is that people come through this training and they do not recognize who they were by the end of it. They've completely changed.
wow,
Yeah, it's nuts.
that is nuts. So somebody who has already done a breathwork training, how will soul-side breathwork training help them deepen the level of client results?
Oh, I love that. So, there's two things. A lot of people that come through are holding themselves back from actually sharing the modality because it's not even that they don't know what they're doing, it's a self-belief block.
Oh,
Yeah. Or it's a lack of being able to receive attention, receive money, receive more spaciousness, receive more success, receive more adulation. So one of the things that we do is obviously teach you how to create safety in your nervous system so you can really own your message and get your work out there and start taking action before you've even finished. It's like you're already running classes before you finish the certification.
wow.
So that's how it will help you and your clients by proxy. But in terms of helping, why are you smiling?
I think I
Oh.
really like that sentence. I've talked to a couple of people who have talked about how, like deeper embodiment and working on your own stuff will translate to your client results. But I just really love the way that you wrapped it up and bow tied it quite nicely by saying it will help your clients by proxy. That makes sense.
Oh, yeah, nice. There's that. And then the second thing is obviously we've got so many different techniques in there. We've had people come through, lose like 6 kilos without changing their diet or changing their exercise regime. We've had people come through with CPTSD or chronic pain, one breathwork session. They just release and purge so much like mucus and all this stuff in their bodies. And then inflammation goes down. They don't need medication anymore. We've had people who cured their exercise-induced asthma so that they're able to train harder, train longer. Like the benefits are just insane, Nav. Like it is insane. If you gave me like an entire day, I would not be able to elaborate on all the results and benefits that people will get from giving breathwork to their clients. I think the biggest thing of all, though, is that when you give breathwork to your clients, you give them the tools to change. So rather than you having to talk them through their problems all the time, or you having to heal their bodies through Reiki, or you having to do something to them, you give them back their power. It's like they get to go away and they just work on themselves.
Yeah. Thank you, Bert. I'm so fascinated by that. I do prefer Navdeep as to Nav. And
Navdeep.
it's okay. And I'm so curious, like, see, I kind of see two sides of the coin, right? Like, I see the beautiful expansion of consciousness and the rise of breathwork facilitators at large.
Mm.
And I kind of see breathwork in a stage where yoga was maybe in the 80s and 90s, uh, in that, it's becoming more and more and more mainstream. And so I'll be really frank, you know, yoga is so accessible nowadays. It happens in gyms. You can pay $15. The council has free yoga. The local government of the area has free yoga, right? My parents go to it. And so I see the net benefit to humanity of breathwork becoming really wide scale and lots of facilitators. And I'm curious how you would advise a six-figure breathwork facilitator who is wanting to scale, but feels like, man, there's a lot of breathwork facilitators out there.
That old chestnut, hey? I would say, yeah, but no one's you. You have a really unique energy signature, and no one will do it like you do. Breathwork is the vehicle, but it's a vehicle to take what is within and make it without. It's there to remove all the mental blocks or strategies that you've used to create a personality or trauma that has blocked you from moving forward and sharing your voice. It's there to streamline the connection between you, your heart, your body, your mind, and God or consciousness, whatever you want to call it. So, what will be required from you to scale beyond six figures is for you to be even more of yourself and own it so deeply that people can choose and be attracted towards you. If you're still playing the game of there's so many other people out there, well, then you're literally creating a reality where you've disowned the unique gift that you have. And that's what reality is going to reflect back to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was a pointy answer, but I appreciate it.
A pointy answer. What do you mean?
It was exactly what you were echoing earlier in the conversation about how that one person who's able to reflect something back to you with no judgment, like you were saying, it might not be an easy pill to swallow to putting out a vibration to the universe and calling it a reality where you disown your own uniqueness. Oof. In fact, I was uh and I hope I'm not like mulching your words. What I'm saying is a pointy answer, but in a good way, like a squirmy answer. A squirmy,
Yeah.
a good way.
Yeah. Yeah, because some people don't like me, and that's okay. I'm too like happy, or I must be fake. I can't always be that smiley, or I talk too much, or I'm not spiritual enough, or I'm too spiritual. And I'm like, good. I'm like, good, go and find your person.
Person. I was putting together a guide this morning. I'm really excited. It's called the Group Breakthrough Guide. It's about how to deepen your level of mastery for group breakthroughs. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I love it. And one of the things we were talking about is like your revolutionary fingerprint. And a lot of people, when they learn a modality, we call them copy and paste. You know, they're reading the NLP binder, or they're doing the breathwork that they learned from their teacher, which is great. And at the very top of the level is what we call revolutionary, which is your own essence, unique energy, like we are talking about. And fingerprint is so eminent in the work you're bringing. Like, Tony has the firewalk, it's his firewalk. Joe has the distinct meditations. And so it's really curious because in my guide, I was coming at it from a quite strategic perspective, being like, hey, this is how you position it. These are the things you can change. These are different uh, checkpoints where you can really infuse your own culture and history and personality and vibe. But what I'm really loving about this conversation is even the beingness of embracing your own uniqueness within will transfer and emanate that outwards inevitably, right?
Always. Always. Someone said to me, hey, there's some software you could use to edit out where you stutter or stuff up in conversation or in your reels. And I'm like, no, I want to keep that in there
I hate
because
it. I hate it when people edit this.
Well, I like it, right? Because it's like the imperfection is what they're going to receive when they work with me. I don't want to edit or change any part of my marketing or strategize it in such a way that it eliminates who I am, because then they're going to come into container with me and they'll feel like they've been scammed. I'm like, I am definitely not perfect. And that is part of my medicine. And if you need a perfect person, you got to go find them. And you won't find it here. And I think I love hearing what you said about even strategizing your marketing. Like, and I think that is a really important piece of getting your message out there and owning your uniqueness. And my thing is, it starts from making decisions that just elevate your heart and make you feel like you're in your soul and make you feel alive. And then the strategy falls into place because of the feedback you're getting from what's around you. So, for example, recently, like, I launched the Bali retreat, right? And I told you before it was because I was feeling a little bit bored and I was like, oh, my soul is like tired. And in terms of business, I'm like, is it a smart idea to suddenly run a retreat in Bali when your whole business is built off the principle of take everything online? It's so much easier. I'm like, no, that is not a smart business idea. It's going to cost more money, it's going to cost more time, it's going to be contradictory to my message, but I don't care because my soul is like, yeah, but it'd be fun.
Cool.
And then because it's fun, everything is flowing in my business. Everything is flowing in my facilitation. My intuition is on point. I'm like in delivery with people and I can just feel something, hear it, and then repeat it back to them because I'm happy. I'm fulfilled. I'm happy.
Cause I'm happy. Da, 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 da,
Du- du-
da, da,
du-
da,
du- du-
da, da, da,
du- 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 du.
happy. Da, 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 da.
I'm like, isn't that why we started business in the first place?
Ah, speak more. That's a good one.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I only want to, run this thing. I need to make it, you know, get a return on the investment of running this thing, or I need to justify why I'm going to run this thing in terms of business strategy. I'm like, no, you only started a business. You left your job because you hated it or something similar. And you started a business to give yourself a lifestyle where you felt free and fulfilled and in love with life. So, whatever it is that has you feeling free and fulfilled and in love with life, you have to do, or it's all a moot point. And you'll get to the top of the mountain and you'll have the $1 million business, and all you will feel is empty. But if you follow fun and you actually allow yourself to be alive in the moment and you just do it because it's joyful, then you'll get to the top of the mountain and have the $1 million business and you'll be fulfilled. And the next thing will drop in and you'll have even more energy to create that.
Love it. I can feel the pendulum swinging.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like coming to a place of here. But take 2 minutes, pitch the audience. Where can they learn more about you? How can they get more involved?
Oh, okay. I mean, there's so many different places you can find me. I'm on Spotify, I'm on Insight Timer. So if you want me just in your ear every day, upgrading your consciousness, just start there, right? And that's all free. But if you want a deep level of transformation where you actually up level your business, your impact, your income, your influence from a place of ease and grace, well, then yeah, come into container with me. I've got my breathwork teacher trainings. They're all online, so they're perfect for coaches who are wanting to scale and build from a place of fun and fulfillment. And then obviously I've got my retreats and it's like the inner circle, but the W is silent. And yeah, if you want to
Winner
come,
circle.
the winner circle, how cool is that?
Where's the W? Ah,
Oh,
okay. Okay.
yeah, if you want
There
to
are
come.
winners and there are, yeah, it's cool.
Cool, 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 right? And come and play and experience the spaciousness within. Like the more you truly own who you are and go to the extremes of your self-expression and drop into deep presence with who you are, the more you're going to get your head out of the way, drop into your purpose and take action on it to a whole new level, to that thing that scares you, that has you trembling. And then the more you play on the edge of your fear, guess what? The more excitement you'll have, the more alive you'll feel, and then the more prosperity will find its way to you. And so that's the journey that we get to go on together in the inner circle.
I love that.
Let's hang out. Let's have fun. Like we did business for fun. Let's do that. And then from the fun, that's where the strategy comes in because you got energy for it.
Totally.
Yeah, right?
Wow. It's so cool how you, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm going to say it. I actually remember 4 years ago, we were in a training and somebody told you to like call your boyfriend and break up with them right there and then.
Ugh.
And yesterday, and I saw that it's such a beautiful post. You've taken this man's last name, marriage. I think I remember the proposal story on a mountain in Italy or something like that, right? So it's so cool how you've been following that thread in different areas of your life, even when authority figures may have told you to do otherwise. Oh,
Thank you for reflecting that back to me. Yeah. And that's why it's so important to me. I love that this podcast is about the quality of facilitation because at a certain level or a number of people that you're serving, it does become a game of seeing patterns and generalizing those patterns to people and globalizing them rather than discerning the individual in the moment. And I do believe that that authority figure said that to me because that's exactly what I needed to hear at that time to discern for myself that the pattern of running away from hard conversations and running away from conflict and relationships that might lock me down and involve commitment and truly loving myself. It's like I believe she had to trigger that so that I would do what I needed to do to heal that, which is not follow through on my pattern of breaking up and do the work. Yeah. And I think exactly as you said, that took a lot of energy to not act on when the entire room goes, ooh, 100 other coaches just go, ooh, and there's all the expectation. And it's like, I know what this is.
oh,
I can go do it and I can validate myself and all of you and it will just be more poison in my life. I have to be a stand for what I believe in. And I think that's how I facilitate too. I don't care if my clients disagree with me. I don't care if their belief systems are different, even about spirituality or about personal development. I'm like, believe what you believe, and I will fucking cheerlead that belief. If that is your message, it is so important. It must be heard. If it contradicts mine, I don't care. Like, go and share it.
wow. What? So this retreat in Bali, the inner circle with the silent W, is it like a like is it a certification as well? It's different.
No, it's for coaches wanting to uplevel their magnetism and really lean into that next level of abundance so they can
Great,
have more time with their families.
great,
Yeah.
amazing. I love that.
It's
Oh,
in Bali as well, and it's 5 star, FYI.
stop! A word. I
Yeah.
think we're yes, 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 yes. So I would love to say thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, go check out wait, what are your handles? Is it Bora Berenice? What's the
On Instagram, it's still Burr Breathwork.
BER breathwork? BER breathwork.
On Facebook, it's Berenice Sherman. So Schurman.
Okay, great. So Burb and your website is
Website. What website?
no, I was on it today.
Hey?
Yeah, that's why I was looking at your bio, mate.
No, I don't have a website. I've only got
Well, I was on the website today.
what website? What website? What do you mean? Like my landing page for breathwork? Is that what you mean?
Yeah,
Huh?
I mean, 2025, that's a go.berenicetan.com.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I do have a website.
There you Okay, so a great place to start, ladies and gentlemen, is on Instagram, Breathwork, BER Breathwork. And yeah, go check out his stuff. I learned a ton of stuff today, and I'm so grateful. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to check out in the show notes the 12 steps to create a signature group breakthrough so that you can have your revolutionary fingerprint. You can do so in a way where you speak on larger stages like TEDx, Mind Valley University, and you can do so in a way where your work finally gets the recognition and reward that it deserves. Go check out in the show notes and description the 12 steps to create a signature breakthrough experience. Bernie Stan, thank you. Bernice Schumann, ooh, thank you so much.
Oh, thanks, Navdeep. It was amazing. Appreciate you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Mwah.
Mwah.